Namaste. So today I promised that we would do a flow, and I did both flows, A and B, sun salutation, before I realized it was not recording because I was fixing to get ready to do the strength flow. So I'm a little perturbed, but I'm not going to do sun salutation A and B again and then go into my strength pose, my strength. But I did choose warrior as our flow. I chose a warrior flow. And the reason why I chose a warrior flow is because I want to show how yoga can be used for strength. And yoga, I'm sorry, I kind of got the hiccups for a second. Yoga can be used for strength as well as being used for the mind and the heart. And it's very important to me that that comes across. Yoga isn't just for exercise. There is 8 limbs of yoga, and right now we are doing the 3rd limb of yoga, the asanas, the poses. That's the 3rd limb. So we've already skipped 2 limbs just to do this because that's what Westerners are used to. And that's okay because yoga gets you there. It really does. So I am not doing sun salutation A and B again, knowing that it was not recording. Namaste. I'm so sorry. So I'm gonna start out with my warrior pose. I told y'all this is more like a comedy hour than a yoga session. So if you're ready, I'm ready. Okay. I had turned the mat this way so we could see each other, and I feel like we're gonna have to shut these blinds for right now, just so that y'all can see me a little better, because it was throwing a glare. So I've done sun salutation A and B. I was gonna start, I had us, before, whenever I noticed that it wasn't recording, I had us in a nice child's pose. And I was asking y'all to get your breath, find your breath, make it nice and even. Get yourself a little relaxed. When you're ready, come up. Put your legs together, just in a kneeling position. Give yourself a little back bend. Open up that heart, spread out those collarbones. Come back forward. So for our warrior pose, we've already done cat-cow. We're going to start in Tadasana, so go ahead and come up. Roll up to, I've already done this twice, so really ground down. I'm very grounded. Find your breath. Inhale, exhale your arms up. Give a little back bend because it feels so good. Inhale, exhale down into forward fold. Now remember, if you can't touch your head to your knees, bend your knees, okay? Inhale, exhale up to half lift. Inhale, exhale, back down into forward fold. Inhale, put both hands on your mat. Step back into downward dog. Make sure your fingers are splayed, your triceps are out, your head is hanging. Push those sits bones up to the sky. Push that tummy back into the spine. Breathe. Inhale, exhale into the high lunge. Inhale, exhale into chaturanga. Inhale, exhale into upward dog. Inhale, exhale back into downward dog. While we're in downward dog here, where y'all at? I see you. While you're in downward dog here, I want you to lift up your left leg. Give it a nice little bend to the right. You can bend it. And then put it back. Walk it out a little. Now I want you to do the same thing with your right. Take it up. You can bend it. Turn it to your left. You want to open up those hips. Let's get that hip open. Come back down. Walk out your dog. Whew. All right, now what I want you to do, I want you to take your left leg and I want you to put it as close as you can to your right wrist, okay? So, right wrist, we're going into our pigeon. This is the only leg that I can kind of get parallel with. The other ones I mostly can't because of hip flexors, which we'll be going over. So I really want you to bend down, just drop your hips as far as you can. Get a block if you need to get a block, and then put that block wherever you need it to support you. Okay? And then try to come down a little bit. Do a little bit of rocking. Oh, yeah. Take some deep breaths. Whenever I roll kind of to my left, I can really, really feel that stretch. Now remember, go only as far as you can go. Don't try to go as far as I can go if you can't. Don't do what I can do what you can do. That's what matters. Journey, yoga is a very personal journey. So now let's walk that up. Come up on your little tippy toes. That should be giving you a nice little stretch in your lower back right there. If it hurts too much, come back down. We don't want you to hurt your back. We don't want to twinge your back. We're just trying to get you to open that heart. Always gotta have your heart open. Come back down. And now you're gonna come back up. Bring that foot back. We're gonna come back into up dog. Let's walk it out. Walk out that that downward dog. Walk out your downward dog. Because now we're going to take our right foot, our right knee, bring it up, and put it in front of us. So you see how this one is not parallel at all. It is straight up bent at an angle. And that is because this hip flexor, all of this is bad, very bad. So, get where you're comfortable. Take some nice deep breaths, and then kind of start walking it down. You can always do a little movement here. If you're not feeling the stretch, unfortunately, I feel the stretch. I'm feeling the burn. Inhale, let's exhale, come up, get on your fingertips, look up, spread those collarbones wide. I know you can feel that in your lower back. I feel it in the exact same place in my lower back. And you would think I would feel it on the other side, but I do not. It is exactly on the other side. So, there we go. Now, we're going to put our hands back down. Uncurl our toes. And back into downward dog. Find your breath here. I want you to take your left leg once again. Bring it forward. I want you to scooch it out just a little bit. Put your right knee down, toes down. And I want you to do your lizard. Okay, this is another hip opener because we're getting ready to do our warriors. If you can go down a little bit, go down. If you want a deeper stretch, put your elbow on the inside and have a little turn. You should feel that in your groin. I'm sorry, your inguinal area. Come back down. Inhale, exhale up. Let's stretch that hamstring. Move that around a little bit. Come back up. Uncurl that toe. Bring your left foot back into tabletop. And then throw them hips up high into downward dog. Inhale, exhale. That right foot forward. Put your knee down. Walk your foot out to the edge of your mat. And go into our lizard. Put your toes down and curl them. You should be feeling that stretch. And like I said, remember, don't do what I can do what you can do. If you want a bigger stretch, like I said, put it on a deal. Push out your leg and do a twist with it. You should kind of feel it in your lower back as well. Okay. Uncurl your toes and just sit back and just let that hamstring stretch a little. Okay? If you need to come up, come up. If you have some blocks, you can put the blocks next to you while you do it, so that way you can hold your balance. We're going to walk forward, come to tabletop, and I'm going to pull my pants back. Comedy relief hour, once again. Downward tabletop. And curl those toes up, and we're gonna go into downward dog. I love downward dog. This is my resting spot. Sometimes I just like, I like to go really low. Okay, ready for our flow? So inhale, exhale into plank. Inhale, exhale into cobra. Chaturanga. Inhale, exhale into upward dog. Inhale, exhale into downward dog. All right, we are now going to go into our warrior one pose. I want us to do warrior one with our left side. So bend that knee. Bring our knee straight up. There you go. So, back leg, you want it at a 45-degree angle. You kind of want it going right even with your mat. Okay? Woo! It's a balancer. Okay, so square those hips off. Inhale. Inhale, exhale, reach your arms up. Give a little back bend if you want. Inhale, exhale. Put that right leg, really ground it down. Okay, are you seeing it? Ground it down. And that's going to be now at a facing parallel. Now our hips are going to be squared with you. And I told you this is a flow, so bend. Take a nice deep breath. Look over the edge of your middle finger. Make sure your back one isn't. Inhale, go forward a little. Put your hands on your hips. Slide that hand down into humble warrior, reverse warrior, reverse warrior. Inhale, exhale, let's do beginner's triangle. Okay, inhale, exhale, into warrior two again, okay? Look lovingly over those fingers. Relax your gaze over that middle finger. Hold it. You're doing good. 5 breaths. Windmill your arms down. Push your foot back into high plank. Inhale, exhale. into chaturanga. Inhale, exhale into up dog. Inhale, exhale into down dog. I want you to bring your knees down for a second. I want you to put your big toes together. Come into child's just for a minute. Well, 30 seconds. Find your breath. Come up on your knees. All right, ready? Now we're gonna do the other side, okay? So, put your hands back down. Come up into your tabletop. Push those sits bones straight up into the air. Put your feet down into downward dog. Inhale. We're going to do our right side. I want you to bring that knee up. Almost kiss it with your nose. We're doing warrior one. So you want to make sure that that back foot is 45-degree angle. Take a deep breath. Inhale. Woo, told you this is a balancer. Inhale. Exhale. Make sure your hips are squared. Look up for another little balancer. Maybe even a little back bend. Oh, let's see, that was almost touch. Now we're gonna step the back foot out at our 80-degree. We're gonna bend this leg just a little bit more so we can get a nice deep warrior two. Our hips are now going to be squared straight with the mat. So you still want your knee this way, but you want your hips this way towards the edges and not the front. On an inhale, exhale, look gazingly over that middle finger, come forward, put your hands, come back into reverse warrior. Inhale, exhale into our beginner's triangle. Inhale, exhale, back into warrior two. Inhale, exhale, your arms down. I want you to come into a low lunge with your right leg. Come up. Take a deep breath in. Oh, someone walked in. And do a nice crescent. Come down forward. Bring your other leg back. Bring your left leg forward. Uncurl those back feet. Come up. Inhale up. Do a nice back bend. Windmill down. Push those knees back. Come back into tabletop. Push those sits bones straight up to the sky. Come back into downward dog. Make sure your triceps are out, hands are splayed, and we are going to